Full Velocity TV begins now.
Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, strap yourselves in for the wildest thrill ride of your life. So grab a snack and sit back because we're about to throw it down.
We've got the best three-wide action door-to-door racing on the turn number 4 you'll find on iRacing, right here live on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
We are about to crown tonight's champion, and it's time to let her dig.
We're restacked and repacked up for turn number 4. Who's it gonna be?
And your source for esports racing is live. Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Full Velocity Racing Network, live tonight at the Lanier National Speedway, Brazelton, Georgia. It is Wednesday night. It is time for another round of a Dirt Warrior Racing League Wednesday night street fights, brought to you by DJMan 72 Racing and Junk Fabrications. Welcome aboard here tonight, everybody. Full Velocity Racing Network, Facebook Live, YouTube, and Twitch TV. Going to be a great night. Phil's here, Jack's on controls. Todd will be joining me shortly. We're about to get racing, but before we do, let's throw this thing trackside, pay honor to this great nation with the playing of our national anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the land of the free in the home of the brave?
All right, back here live inside the Lanier National Speedway, getting ready to rock and roll with this round of Wednesday Night Street Fight, season number 8, race number 3, and get ready to throw this thing trackside here for the first of 2 heat races. Heat races are going to be 8 laps around. They will all race in tonight's main event, and Todd, we have a star-studded field of crowd here. It's a dang healthy little stacked crowd here for a Wednesday night. I am itching to get racing, but I'm glad you were able to join us here. I think we're both a little late to the party. I'm glad Jack bailed us both out.
Yeah, definitely glad. It's been a while since we've done one of these, Phil. It's been a couple of weeks, and it's been a while since both of us have done one of these together as far as DWRL Wednesday night street fights. This used to be our bread and butter. Well, these times we'll get back to both of us doing it on a Wednesday night, but getting locked and loaded here for Lanier, and it's definitely going to be fantastic tonight.
Certainly going to be on the pole here as we look at our Boyles Trucking starting lineup aboard car number 124, the Tennessee Tumbler, Brett Rolls. Alongside the 71 is Dan Stifler. Row number 2, the Big Monkey with the 97 is Rocky Batfield with the Evil One. Jim Revis on the outside of row number 2. Steve Robbins brings the 073 out from position 5. With 25 of Henry Jones on the outside of row 3. Jordan Curdy, Raging Ron Piles making up the 4th row with Kevin Prettyman and Ryan Bronson making up a row number 5. And also in there you got Kyle Moyer rolling off 11th and KT King. Yes, that KT King from Team DLR. The 199 rolling off from 12th here tonight. So a special guest in the house. Let's see what they can do here as we go under the iRacingIFlag.com green flag.
Green flag's out in the air, and Brett Rolls leads the charge down into turn number 1. Daniel Stifler right there, along with Rocky Batfield right there, banging doors down into turn number 3. Batfield going to take over that 2nd spot from Daniel Stifler. Here comes Jim Revis in that 4th spot.
Jim Revis, 21 car, going to try to take a peek at the inside of Stifler over in turn number 1. Gets a little run in there so far. Dan able to keep that momentum on the top lane of the racetrack, and that's the thing we've usually come accustomed to the Lanier. Usually get to the middle and they're really good early. The top will come in, but it's late where you find the low side really starting to pick up some speed. We'll see if that happens early as track state was set back to, I believe, 8% for the heat. So we know how that will change the dynamic of the evening. But racing for the lead now in turn number 1. Rolls under fire for the Big Monkey who looks low.
Brett Rolls right now working in the middle of the groove. Here comes the Big Monkey. Rocky Batfield down to the inside, side-by-side battle for the top spot. You got Daniel Stifler running in at his 3rd spot. Then you got the 21 of Jim Revis now peeking down to the bottom of Stifler. Side-by-side battle for the 3rd spot.
There is side-by-side for 3rd, side-by-side for the lead. Stifler versus Revis for 3rd. This good battle up front between Rolls and Batfield. Give it to Rocky here off turn number 4. So put him to the lead. Stifler going to follow suit to the inside. Put the X-Man up to P2 over in turn 1.
And Revis thought about making that 3 wide there momentarily. Not able to get around either one of those cars. Backed out of it pretty wisely, I would have thought. There for the 21, it is a heat race, so there's 3 laps to go. Definitely going to earn his way into the feature event, but working on the bottom now, methodically trying to get around the number 17. Oh, Brett Rolls are going to see popsicle sticks up in the air this time around to go for Rocky Batfield.
That is why I've always loved Lanier. The 3/8 mile, always really quick around this joint with 8 laps, and Rocky Batfield already down the back straightaway and into turn number 3 and 4. Well, this time he will see the white flag, the 2-car length advantage over Dan Stifler. The drama is back here for 3rd because Rolls and Revis just can't figure out who wants to finish there. They're half a lap away.
Half a lap away now off the corner here. Going to see the 97 Rocky Batfield down the back straightaway for the final time into turn number 3. And off of turn number 4, going to pick up heat race number 1, the Big Monkey Rocky Batfield. 2nd going to go to Daniel Stifler. 3rd to Jim Revis. You got Brett Rolls, Steve Robbins, Kyle Moyer, Ron Piles, Ryan Bronson, Terry Cooney. Then you got Kevin Prettyman, Henry Jones, and KT King. Round out your 12 cars here in heat race number 1.
Pretty good field there for heat race number 1. The 2nd and final heat race of the evening about to take its turn there onto the 3/8 mile Lanier National Speedway. We're going to say thank you once again for all you that tune in here night after night, week after week to the Full Velocity Racing Network. Said we're doing stars donation again for the month of January. I believe they said, 25,000 stars they put up for a goal. So
16,000 short.
We are, 16,000 short.
Not
so you're
bad.
watching through Facebook. That's not bad for a start of the month at all. But everybody, if you can pitch in stars donations, they go a long way. They keep our broadcast rates low. They keep us accessible, and that allows us to come out here night after night and be the best of the best. Just like we're doing here tonight with
Don't
the
let's be
Pinnacle
skunked.
by Racing Dirt Leagues, because we're not going to get skunked, we hope. Well, let's go racing here, Todd, for heat race number 2, as I'll throw it to you to go trackside.
Yeah, the starting lineup, the Boyles Trucking starting lineup for heat race number 2. Starting on the pole, driving the 06, that'll be Matthew Everett. Dancing part of the outside, he's been on fire as of late. That's Casey Bronson. Inside row at number 2 in the 3rd starting spot, that's Justin Pruitt aboard the 07, and Alex Brewer aboard the number 1, rolling off 4th. Rolling off 5th will be David Blackburn aboard the number 16, and Caleb Ramsey aboard the number 13 and 6. 7th starting spot sees the 61P, that is Josh Peacock, and David Brewer aboard the 319, rolling off 8th. Rolling off 9th will be Joshua Ely and Alex Cummings in that 631. And shotgun on the field, Derek Fetkenauer's iRacing I flag. Green flag comes out over heat race number 2.
Matt Everett and Casey Brunson going to lead this field of 11 into turn number 1 for the first time. Let's see who comes out of this one with the race lead off the turn. It looks like so far so good. On the pole spot goes Matt Everett. That 06 going to sneak its way out to the lead. But they got a big wreck over there. We got a parking lot at 1 and 2, and it's taking a bunch of them out, including the likes of Justin Pruitt.
And Justin Pruitt involved in that one, the 09 of Josh Healy. Not sure. There's a few other cars that got a little bit of a piece of that action, but able to keep it going. Like I said, worst end of the stick to Justin Pruitt and Josh Healy. Those guys going around in the knot. Meanwhile, a battle for the race lead between Brunson and Everett. They're going side by side for the race lead. Casey working over the bottom there, showing a fender or two to the 06 of Matthew Everett as they come off the corner, able to hold on to that second spot. And you have Alex Brewer sitting in that third spot.
You got to think the opening week plus of 2020 has served Casey Brunson well. A couple of wins in dominating fashion. That would be a good year for anybody. That's a week in the camp of the Casey Brunson machine as he's still working to the low side. Already here halfway home, 4 in, 4 to go. Still to the low side. Brunson versus Everett for the lead off of 2.
Yeah, Everett's right now holding on to the top spot as they come down the back straightaway into turn number 3. Brunson trying again to the bottom, trying to get that forward bite off the corner. Everett drifts up the track just a tad bit. Still side by side at the race start finish line, I should say, with 3 laps remaining. Brunson and Everett's nobody giving an inch.
Not at all. Really good, clean racing there. That's why this league, Dutch Street Stock Racing, better than anybody else out there. I don't care where you live. Their Warrior Racing League is the place to be. And Everett and Brunson stayed at dead heat, door to door, to 1 and 2. The 2 to go signal have been giving, and this time off of 4, the white flag going to go up in the air.
As they come down the back straightaway into turn number 4, Brunson is still working the bottom. Everett's up top, white flag out in the air over Lanier National Speedway. It's a great side-by-side battle through 1 and off of turn number 2 down the back straightaway. Brunson pulling a little bit in front as the 06 of Everett's pointing back on the outside here through turn number 3. And off of turn number 4, going to be a drag race to the start-finish line. Give it to Casey Brunson in the 0-1-0. The 06 of Matthew Everett's finishing up second. Then you got Alex Brewer, Josh Peacock, David Blackberg, Alex Cummings, David Brewer, Caleb Ramsey, Derek Fetkenauer, Justin Pruitt, and Josh Healy round out your 11 cars.
I'm going to tell you what, there were 2 pretty dang good action-packed races right there for 2 heats, and that's really setting the stage for what is going to be an electric 60-lap feature event that's beginning to grid there now. But before we get racing, Todd, we got to give a shout-out. We talked about Stars Donations, but we got to thank some of the greatest sponsors in the business that make this thing happen for us night after night.
I definitely got to give a good shout out to our Motorsports iRacing, iFlag.com, Foils Trucking, J-Max Journeys, got BladeNote.com, South Texas Speedway, South Texas Speedy, South Texas Speedway, 3D Racing. You got to thank TDR-Racing.net, Trash Panda Graphics, and Phil, there's a couple other sponsors you like to pay special attention to all the time.
3D Racing, the pit pass by Katie Dugas. I think you've got JP Designs. You can't forget Charlie Milner over at Milner Media and Design, who makes us look really good. And also special thanks to the Cyber Thunder Racing League for coming aboard as a league sponsor this season as well. You want to be involved here at the Full Velocity Racing Network, get your name and logo on a broadcast every night. Well, get a hold of us today. Get us to our Facebook page. Best way to contact us, and we'll work out a broadcast package for you. We're gridded up. Let's take a look at our Voiles Trucking starting lineup.
And now tonight's Voiles Trucking starting lineup, starting on the pole, driving the number 97. That's the big monkey, Rocky Banfield. And outside of him in the 0-1-0, that's Casey Brunson.
71 rolls off third. That is Dan Steffler with the 06 of Matt Everett on the outside of row 2.
Inside row number 3, they'll see Jim Revis aboard the number 21, and the bulldozer, Alex Brewer, in the number 1.
The number 17 of Brett Rolls with the number 61 of Josh Peacock make up row 4.
Steve Robbins and David Blackburn make up row 5.
Kyle Moyer and Alex Cummings in 6th row.
Ron Piles and David Brewer in 7th row.
Ryan Bronson and Caleb Ramsey.
Jordan Cooney, Derek Fetkenauer, Kevin Prettyman, Joshua Ely, Justin Pruitt, KT King, and Henry Jones round out your field.
We are under the iRacing iFlag.com green flag as it's getting away from us early. 60 laps around. We're going to go by in a blink of an eye, and if I know this league and know this racetrack, they will do it clean as a whistle. We'll have a good race going on. I can almost guarantee that. Anytime I come to Lanier with these street stocks, you see a great show. And right now, Rocky Banfield leading the guy who has been on fire. Casey Brunson stalking his prey through 3 and 4.
And Casey Brunson running in that second spot. Good battle going on for third. Daniel Stifler, the Iceman, is now working to the bottom of the 06 of Matthew Everett and the one of Alex Brewer right there in that sixth spot there, Phil. Doing a fantastic job. Or should say the fifth spot now as he's around Jim Revis. Revis in sixth.
We have a yellow flag on the speedway. Hard Ass Racing brings us our first Team Hard Motorsports yellow flag of the evening, and it finds us on lap number 4. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Slow it on down, and we'll put Jack to work with our first instant replay of the night, brought to you by JMax Journeys, jmaxstrong.com. I believe the 073 of Steve Robbins went for a little whoopsie.
Yeah, the 61 had some contact into the wall, come back down. Unfortunately, got into the 073 of Steve Robbins. Trying to take a look at the 61 of Josh Peacock, because he definitely had a little bit of contact there. Looked like with maybe Brett Rolls and that number 17 machine, as those guys were fighting tooth and nail for the spot there. Just a lot of incidental contact there, kind of a fender hook there, and that's what caused the 073 of Steve Robbins to go around.
Isn't all racing contact considered incidental? Most of it?
No.
No?
No. You can't be incidental. No, all the time.
I mean, it's like a face mask of football, isn't it? I mean, you don't really intend to pull it. You don't intend to wreck anybody. I know I don't. I make a career out of wrecking people, but I certainly don't do it with the intention of doing so.
If you're using football references, it's going to be like a blindside block.
Oh! A little salty over that, I imagine. But hey, let's not touch that one, Todd. I don't want to get you all worked up. Blood pressure is going to stay down today for full velocity. We hope as we go back under the green flag. No blindside blocks here, I'm telling you. I would never do that to Todd. He would kick my ass. Never happened. Rocky Batfield leads the way off 4.
Now Rocky Batfield with Casey Brunson there in tow in the 0-1-0. Then Alex Brewer running in third. Fourth is Matthew Everett. Then you got Jim Revis running in that fifth spot with Daniel Stifler working on the bottom there in the number 71 machine. Side-by-side battle. That is a battle for the fifth spot, and Jim Revis wants to keep holding on to that. I tell you about a guy here, Phil, that does fantastic, usually at Lanier. That's at number 21 of Jim Revis. Seen a lot of great races out of that 21.
I'm telling you what, he's been putting some solid runs here together recently here. I'm thinking Jim may be on the verge of finding himself the winner's circle one of these nights, as well as him and Stifler continue to range out there from position number 5 over in turn 1 and 2. Batfield still under pressure as Casey Brunson, all over him like a Mike McCarthy play call is all down to the low side. Me and Casey will celebrate that for a couple of days, being a Cowboys fan. Casey riding in second, but the big monkey, he's doing a hell of a job. He's holding on to the race lead and not giving any speed up through the middle.
They're definitely doing a fantastic job, and I was taking a venture back, Phil. Remember when I made my special appearance on Wednesday Night Street Fights? I finished 13. Okay, and we want to see if Caton can actually better his special appearance to mine. Right now, he's running 22nd. He's out there. He's keeping it in one piece. Definitely 199. It's great to see KT out there. Never get a chance to see him race very often either. He's kind of like us announcers, never on the track.
No, you're right. It's cool to see him out there with the guys at DWRL tonight. Really cool of them to allow a guy like KT to come out and play around on a Wednesday night. I'd like to try this one day as well. No, you haven't. You know who's going to do this, Todd? I'm telling you. We're going to put Jack out there. Jack has an iFlag. He's got one of those iRacingIFlag.com iFlags, man. Jack will go out there and kick some tail like you and I could never dream of doing.
Yeah, we'll have to see what happens there. But here comes the 090, or around the 97, the Rocky Batfield. He's held on to the race lead, but Casey Brunson has caught a spray there, Phil. He's been looking to the bottom and trying to get around him. Alex Brewer right there. He's been giving a couple love taps or two to the back bumper of Casey Brunson, trying to get him to move out of the way. Brunson hasn't moved, but Brewer right now challenges to the outside. He's trying to make something happen. Brewer definitely got a fast piece and that number 1 machine.
Really does. I've been watching Alex Brewer, number 1. He's been just kind of biding his time, kind of thinking, where is this going to sort out for the lead between Casey and Rocky? And now I think after kind of thinking over the low side a little bit with Casey, I think Alex now going to choose to go to the top lane. He has found something there. He's alongside Brunson, a 3-car race for the lead now in turn 1.
Yeah, and Brewer right there, but Brunson now drove it in pretty deep there through the corner, able to pull up alongside the Rocky Batfield down the back straightaway as Brunson side by side through turn number 3. Brewer doesn't know where to go. I would almost, if that was me, Phil, I'd try to stick it up through the middle and make some room.
You would.
No, definitely.
You really would, and it probably wouldn't work, and it would probably hold and probably close. They would bounce off each other, but I'll tell you what, it'd be pretty cool to watch. I'll guarantee that.
No, there's enough room right there. You can fit a car in there.
Yeah, for now. It gets kind of close there off the turn. So I don't know. We know Alex Brewer. If he can fit that car in there, he is certainly going to do so, as we are working 1/3 the way home now, putting 20 laps of 60 up to the board. Rocky Batfield leading Casey Brunson, Alex Brewer, Matt Everett, and Jim Revis. They're having a really doozy of a run. This top 5 really nose to tail, all glued right together.
Yeah, they're pretty close, and it goes to show you how competitive, ultra competitive this field is. Brunson now pulling a little bit ahead of Rocky Batfield there through the corner there, Phil. That number 97, Batfield starting to backpedal just a tad bit as they come across the start-finish line. Give the lead to Casey Brunson that time by. So it's the first guy that's led a lap besides Rocky Batfield. He's going to slam the door, shut on Batfield, and take over the race lead.
Sure is, but Rocky may pull a high-low switch maneuver on him because he's down to the low side, this time off of turn number 4. So Casey's finally claimed himself up to the lead, but it may be short-lived. Rocky's still there, and do not count Alex Brewer, the number 1 car, out. He may find something there. That's a sick-looking new wrap there on the 1 car, and he's got that thing rolling in 3rd. And do not also count out the evil one. Jim Revis, you said running in 5th. Just kind of lurking back there. I think as the racetrack comes in, I think the 21 car is going to get better and better.
I have to agree with you there, Phil. Jim Revis seems to get better, especially at Lanier. As the race goes on, you watch that 21 come to life, and he's holding on inside the top 5, so definitely where he needs to be. The 010 Casey Brunson really not getting away. About identical lap times to Rocky Banfield. Alex Brewer and Matthew Everett are about in the same area code, too. Same way with Jim Revis. Revis a tick off them a little bit, but not too much.
No, he's really close to it, and I've been kind of watching a little group here back a little bit in the field, Todd. Just at the back part of the top 10, I find the likes of Ryan Bronson. He has made his way from 15th up to 9th. Derek Fedkenhauer from 18th up into the top 10. That is a great run for the 86 car. Him and Caleb Ramsey having a good race back there. Caleb started 16th this evening. The 13 car with a good run up to 11. So 3 good cars. They come together there through 1 and 2, and somebody went for a blinky blink.
Yeah, there was the one of Alex Brewer got into the back of the 97. I thought he was going to go around as they're putting 1 lap on KT King. He got up and out of the way. You can tell he's an admin. He wants to get out of the way and just make sure he's all right. The 06 of Matthew Everett's now able to get by with the 21 of Jim Revis. Oh, makes a little bit of contact with Everett's down the back straightaway. He backs out, allows Everett's to gather it back up, but Revis definitely faster than Everett's. We'll see if he can get around him, though, through the corner.
Everett's another one of those guys as well. The longer the race goes on, that 06 car almost seems to really come to light, but was really strong early. Don't know if he's fading late or the 21 car is getting better. But Revis and Everett's, it's a really good race to the 4th spot. Looks like Revis going to take it by a nose this time up 4.
Revis is barely creeping ahead of the 06 of Everett's. His Stifler still right there, too. He's in earshot of these guys. Same way with the 16 of David Blackberg and Kyle Moyer. Well, those guys right there, pretty tight-knit group, as Casey Brunson starting to pull away from Rocky Battenfield. Then you got Alex Brewer, another 3 car lengths back from Battenfield. So those 3 trying to check out on the battling between Jim Revis and Matthew Everett, and they're doing so here, Phil. They're definitely 1.1 seconds ahead of the tandem of the 21 and the 06.
Yeah, they really are. And oh, Jim slides up the hill, almost gave a little stuff job to the wall there for Everett's up on the wall. That may open the door for the 71 of Dan Stifler. The Iceman's got a thought to bring it low. I don't know if Matt got right off the racetrack or just ran it up there, but him the 21, if they didn't touch, they were really close. But the 06 definitely made a little bit of love tap with the wall there. Maybe a little kiss.
Yeah, just a little kiss. We're on lap 32 of 60, Phil. So we are already over halfway home. Cannot believe it here. 28 laps remaining here on the Full Velocity Race Network, your source for eSport racing. I tell you, Phil, we've been skunked so far here tonight on star donations. Not one star donation has come through here this evening. We've been skunked. We may put a big goose egg up on the board here for the first time of 2020.
Could happen, but we hope it's not. You're out there watching through Facebook Live. Star donations, gang. Where's our friend Jeff? Where's Sam? Where's Katie? Where anybody out there? Well, Mindy Eichstadt, we know Eric's not here tonight, but the Eichstadt family out there watching, anybody, Stars Donations,
gang, they help us out in a big way. 5 stars.
5 stars, anything.
10, I think is the limit, but 10. 10, well, it's really low.
We'll stop patronizing for it now, Todd, as we're going to slow the field down. Our second yellow flag of the evening brought to you by T-Bar Motorsports as we slow it down, and they were spread out pretty good, so something happened somewhere. leave the check to find it. Rolls of the 17 of the 07 of Pruitt.
Yeah, Brett Rolls just threw it in pretty heavy there. I mean, hard for the 17, and unfortunately, that's what happens there. He goes through the corner. 17 of Brett Rolls gets into the 07 of Justin Pruitt. He goes around in and out, so pretty much all by himself there, Phil. And then it looks like the 631 machine gets into him there. Yep, 631 of Alex Cummings gets into the 17.
All right, there's you have it. Second yellow flag of the night brought to you by DWRL Motorsports. We thank those guys, the official yellow flag sponsor of the Full Velocity Racing Network, as we slow it back down. Unfortunately, looks like Rolls is going to be done for the night. Maybe got to sign that kid up. Rumor has it he may come back to do a little bit of broadcasting with us, so we hope he does. Maybe he's starting to look like Todd and Phil once upon a time. Good runs early, wrecked out, then turn announcers. Not a bad gig, is it? Maybe?
No, not too bad. As Irish high flag, green flag comes back out over the field. Casey Brunson looks to charge down to turn number 1 like he has here the last couple of laps, 19 laps led so far, I should say. The 97 of Rocky Battlefield running in that second spot, but now he's got a new challenge from the number 1 of Alex Brewer. Brewer diving it down to the bottom, getting up alongside that number 97 machine, along with Everett, trying to get alongside the 21. A good battle for the second spot there between Brewer and Battlefield.
And it was almost 3 deep there for a second because Mr. Everett threw it really deep down to turn number 3, but slid up the racetrack and allowed Revis to kind of go back around them. Battenfield and Brewer, they stay glued door to door off of 4 for that second spot. Battenfield going to lead the line, but I'm thinking Brewer's got the preferred lane here early. Is Todd's laughing over something? I don't like that laugh.
Jeff Brown comes out on top of that one, Phil. He heard the police, so 795 stars. His 2-week streak still out there.
Yeah,
thank you, Jeff Brown, from iRacing High Flag. It's going to keep continuing on here in 2020. We'll see how long we can keep the streak going here, too, ourselves on the Full Velocity Racing Network.
All right, well, we appreciate Jeff Brown. We really do. We love the guy. Takes really good care of us. And if you haven't checked out his stuff, check out iRacingHighFlag.com and get a hold of some of those peripherals, and you will be a step over the competition indeed. And that's exactly what a guy like Casey Brunson is doing right now. This torrid start of 2020 continues to a 10 car. He leads the field by, what is that, 2-3 car lengths on Battenfield over 3.
Yeah, leading the field here over Battenfield, like I said. He closed the gap a tad bit as I was watching him. Closed the gap a tad in the corner, but it's because he's wholesaling it in, and then Casey Brunson able to motor out of the corner and stretch it out to about 3 car lengths over the number 97 now. Sitting there in that third spot is Alex Brewer. He's pretty hungry, Phil. I'm going to tell you, he's all over the rear bumper of that number 97. The Battenfield just can't get around him.
Oh, and Alex has really rode a really good race sitting there in the third spot as we're going to slow it down again. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Hard-ass racing, our third yellow flag of the evening. Brought to you by DWRL Motorsports. Let's see what in the world happened here with a J-Max Journeys Full Velocity Instant Replay. Was that the Iceman that may have went around?
Yeah, it was Daniel Stifler. He was on the outside of, I see the Speedway car back here. Different type of Speedway car, but I love seeing the Speedway car by Bronson as he gets, they get a little bit of contact, him and Stifler. Stifler drives up the track right in front of Fedkenauer, unfortunately, and sends the 71 around. It's kind of a lazy spin into the corner, and he just stops there, and the 073, unfortunately, Steve Robbins collects into that 71.
All right, so third yellow flag of the night, bringing us now on lap number 46. So getting down to the last quarter of this one's been a really good race. So far, Casey Brunson's been the dominant factor. Him and Battenfield have led all the laps, but can somebody like Alex Brewer or Jim Revis break through? How about Matt Everett? How about Kyle Moyer, a guy we've been talking a lot about? Kyle's been really quiet, but now finds himself into the ranks of the top 6 here late in this going. Great run for that 111 car.
Yeah, you are ahead of Katie there, Jeff. Just answering that, you're ahead of her now in the star donation category. And now Katie has to do something different to try to beat you. iRacing High Flag, green flag comes back out. Number 10 of Casey Brunson leading the charge once again, but Rocky Battenfield right there on the outside. Battenfield not going to go away without the fight. We know that here. The big monkey running in second.
Yeah, he'll shake that tree and make something happen for sure, but can he make a way around Casey Brunson? He'll try again. Jim Revis up high of Alex Brewer. I'm thinking the 21 right now. Maybe in that preferred lane, can Jim Revis find his claim to the top 3? The door-to-door of Brewer off of 4.
Yeah, Brewer gets into the side of the number 21 just a tad bit. As Revis was trying to make that approach on the outside, When that number 21 machine still side by side with Alex Brewer as he continues to work over the high side. That number 21.
X says they're wrecking again, and they are. Yellow flag on the speedway. Yellow, yellow, yellow. Here 50 laps in, and we slow the field back down. A multiple car incident over in turn number 1, I believe. And just by first look of it, who is that over there? I'm kind of not sure who that was. That was the 09 of Josh Ely. Yeah, I see the 09. Was it Henry Jones over there? Pruitt to the 07 car is stopped. So you got a couple of cars coming together. They're getting after here late, Todd. Under 10 laps to go now. It's time to start. If you have a car out there worthy of doing it, it's time to go get it done.
Yeah, it definitely is. Watching these guys stack up, Ryan Bronson, Caleb Ramsey, those stacked up, and unfortunately Brewer gets into Ely, comes back up, hits the P61. The hammer Henry Jones goes into the wall too. That number 25 machine, and Phil, just give an update on KT King. He's 6 spots out of where I was. He's picking up some positions now.
Yeah, I think he sits 2 laps down, though, if my scoring and timing is correct. But you know what? That's sometimes what you got to do. You have to. I always pass a lot of cars, Todd, that wreck their way out of races myself. So, KT, if that's what you're doing, brother, go get it done. Top 15 run. Go get it.
Like we got some more star donations coming in. It looks like this one, it says Full Velocity Racing Network, but it's actually Ron Piles, I believe is where it's coming from. I'm not 100% positive, but I think that was Ron's thing. We didn't donate to. Did we donate to ourselves, Phil?
I think we did, but hey, are we that desperate? We'll donate to ourselves. Thank you, Ron, out there for doing that. And I guess we got a star kitty. We throw it back in there. I guess if we all else fails, Todd, we get skunked. We can start donating ourselves.
I guess that's the way it could go. As Casey Brunson leading here, it looks like Alex Brewer has fallen victim there to the 21 of Jim Revis. Revis able to move into that 3rd spot. Number 21, but here comes Brewer back to the outside. 5 laps are going to be remaining here now, Phil. They head off into turn 1.
5 laps to go. Can Casey Brunson hold on? Can Rocky Batfield make a move? Or how about this good race for 3rd between Revis and Brewer? Matt Everett is there as well. Also Kyle Moira, good run. And Derek Fetkenhauer up in the top 10, running in 7th here late in the go. Maybe on a laps, but now 3 laps remaining next time around.
Yeah, 3 laps to go for the driver of the 010. That's Casey Brunson. Rocky Batfield still running 2nd. Jim Revis running 3rd, highly contested by Alex Brewer. There's the number 1 machine. Fetkenhauer's got to wound up on the top shelf, but I think it's going to be a little bit too late for him there, Phil. And number 86 machine.
Yeah, he's had a hell of a run, though. He's come from the back of the field, has defed, but now with next time 2 laps remaining for car number 10, Casey Brunson. 2 car lengths to lead between himself and Batfield. Looks like Revis is taking care of Brewer for the second being here for 3rd. It looks like he'll slam the door shut. One more trip around for Casey Brunson, this time off of 4.
As they drive off down into turn number 1, off of turn number 4, like you said, Phil, they're going to get the white flag over the field for Casey Brunson. Can he hold on here over Rocky Batfield and Jim Revis? Revis is starting to close the gap a little bit on Batfield as they come down the back straightaway for the final time into turn number 3. The 010 Casey Brunson has been on a streak, and he's going to continue to be on that streak here on the Wednesday Night Street Fights with another win with that 010, Phil. I tell you, Casey Brunson on fire. Here's 2nd, going to go to Rocky Batfield. Jim Revis for 3. Alex Brewer for 4. Derek Fetkenhauer for a good run in that 5th spot. David Blackbird. Then you got Matthew Everett, Kyle Moyer. Then you got Ryan Bronson, Caleb Ramsey, Josh Peacock, Kevin Prettyman, Josh Ely, David Brewer, Justin Pruitt, Alex Cummings, Jordan Cutie, then Henry Jones, KT King, rounding out 19th. 20th going to go to Steve Robbins. 21st, Daniel Stifler. 22nd, Brett Rolls, and then Ron Piles rounds out your 23-car field. Definitely a good field here tonight. Star-studded field, but Casey Brunson taking down yet another win here on the Full Velocity Racing Network. I think that's 3 in a row for him, Phil, on Full Velocity.
Yeah, I think it is. Last 3 shows, a 10-car going to go back to victory lane. I guess we'll flip a coin. We'll see who's going to go there next. We'll talk to our top 3 on the post-race show presented by Bladeno.com. We're going to jump over to Discord. Let's hope you jump there with us on your source for esports racing.
No, don't jump.
All right, back here live post-race show on the Full Velocity Racing Network, brought to you by BladeNode.com, simple web solutions powered by nerds, where this round of race number 3, season number 8 of Dirt Warrior Racing League Wednesday Night Street Fights goes to a driver of car number 10, Casey Brunson, taking down the win. Second to Rocky Battenfield, and finishing up third tonight will be the number 21 of Jim Revis, who's down there trackside with our buddy Todd, who I believe is got the headset on. You with us, Todd?
I am finally with us here. Switching over to Discord, a little bit different for me with this new headset and new gear that I got going on here. But down here in BladeNode.com, Victory Lane here with the driver who finished up third here tonight, Jim Revis. Who, Jim, I was telling him earlier, you're usually fast here at this track, and definitely proved me you were able to get into the top 3 once again here at Lanier. It definitely seems like it's coming another victory here for 2020. Maybe you're on the heels of that one here coming soon.
I hope so. I was beginning to think I was getting a little worked up. I hadn't talked to you guys in so long, but hey, it was great to get a third place. Great racing tonight. Had special guest racer KT King in here with us from VLR, and it was just all in all a good night. It was a blast.
Yeah, it looked like you guys were having a ton of fun out there, and definitely a great battle going on in front of you there between Brunson and Battenfield. You had a great battle there with Brewer for quite some time. Tell us about that.
Alex, teammate of mine, and you know, we try to show each other some respect and everything, but when it comes down to the end, you know, it's racing's racing. We race each other how we want to be raced, and it was good racing, man. He was clean, I was clean, and we just had a blast.
Definitely a good race, and you guys were racing pretty tight here throughout the whole night. The 21, obviously, those guys up right in front of you, Casey Brunson and Rocky Battenfield, those guys were duking it out there for quite some time. Even DFED was getting into it late in the going there, but definitely a long run car for that number 21 machine. It seems like every time we come here to Lanier, Jim, you just come on strong at the end of the race.
Well, Lanier's kind of DWRL's home track, what we call it, and the Team Dirt Warrior, we've been working pretty well the past 2-3 weeks, pretty hard on setups to get our long run back in like we used to have it, and now we pretty well got the qualifying down, the long runs. Now we just got to put some W's with them, and I think they're all coming.
I think so too. We're starting to see those guys, all you guys, start to come back pretty strong here. The last couple races that we've done there, Jim. So kudos to that. And we can tell.
Yeah, like I said, the guys put a lot of work into it, and man, I can't ask for a better group. Everybody bounces everything off each other, and we all try different stuff, and sometimes we stumble upon stuff, and sometimes we go backwards, but I think we're on forward momentum now.
All right, Jim, before I let you go, I'll give you the microphone. The floor is all yours. Thank you or like thank you tonight.
First and foremost, man, I got to thank all the guys that run DWRL, man. Best group of guys you can find on the internet to run street stocks with. Got to thank Mitch Enos with Junk Fabrication and 72 DJMan Racing for coming on board this season with us. BladeNode.com, got to thank them coming on board for the Sunday shootout. You guys for broadcasting, and shout out to Eric Eichstedt Raps. He couldn't be here tonight. He had to work, so I'm sure he was out there watching us.
Oh yeah, definitely out there. We seen him tune in. He tries to sneak in there, Jim, without us knowing, but we got like a what we call a tattle around him. So we seen him sneak in there.
Spy.
All right, picking up that third spot here tonight, driver, the number 21, the evil one himself. That's Jim Revis taking down the third spot here tonight. But we're going to make it our way over here to a big monkey, Rocky Battenfield. Led the first 20 laps of this event and then had to duke it out a little bit more with Casey Brunson. But Brunson just seemed to have your number here tonight, Rocky. Definitely a good battle, though, between you two.
Yeah, we had a really good battle, Casey. I mean, he ended up getting around me really clean, and I appreciate that. He was married to that bottom, and I thought that top would come in. It just never quite come in the way I was expecting to. And congratulations to Casey on the win. That was hard fought.
Oh, finally finding your way back onto a podium finish here, Rocky. We know you've been struggling here as of late, at least when we broadcast, and then we don't see you for a couple weeks. But it's definitely good to see you back on the podium here. Finally, a second, you finally get to talk to us. I know the win would have been even better.
Yeah, I was definitely shooting for the win tonight, and just Casey obviously cheated and had some different plans. I'm sure that's the only way.
Did you use that tire softener again?
He got something or souped up his computer. I don't know what he did, but no, he's a great competitor. I love racing with Casey, and he got the best of me.
All right, Rocky, as we're accustomed to here on the Full Velocity Racing Network, we'll give you the microphone. You can thank whoever you'd like to thank. And if you want to get a hold of Tech, especially, you got 10 minutes for a protest to file, just so you know.
Yeah, I'm too tired to mess with it. I'll give it to him this time.
Right.
No, I'd like to thank my buddies over at FTP and BLR, Jeff Brown over at iFlag, you guys, Full Velocity. I appreciate everything you guys do. WR1 Chassis, Supermoon Graphics, he does all my paints. I really appreciate that. And Dirty Grass Soap, Capeland Screen Printing, Monsters of Dirt, and Tag 3, my buddy over there. And well, just one spot short, but I'll take it, I guess.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, the big monkey, Rocky Badfield, bringing home second here tonight. That means I'm going to have to send it down to BladeNode.com, Victory Lane, with the driver of the 010 standing by with Phil down there on the microphone once again here for 2 nights in a row.
Yes, we are. We're down here in Victory Lane with our buddy, Mr. Casey Brunson, picking up yet another win. Not quite in dominating fashion like we saw here a few nights ago, Case, but we come to Lanier. You started with a good starting spot. You made your way around Rocky there the first start of the race and checked out. Okay, say checked out, but able to hold off a really game challenge late. How was your race car? Looked pretty solid.
Oh, yeah, it was pretty solid. It wasn't as good as I'd like it to be. It was kind of weird entering, but it's fast enough to win the race. But, got a little better draw than I did Monday night. I was able to start second instead of dead-ass last. So, they will get past Matthew Everts there. That was a good, hard win with that race, too. I didn't think I was able to get it, but I got it there the last 2 laps. And just that race started up second, and was able to get underneath Rocky there and fight for 20 laps to the bottom. Just came in just enough right for me to get past them, and just held them up from there.
Well, for some of us who would call 3 wins in a calendar year a good year, you've opened up 2020 in a big way. There's a lot of momentum. Just as the plan, just to take the checkered flag every night, stink up every show. I mean, if that's the case, I'm perfectly good with it. I'm a Casey Brunson guy, but does winning get?
He's definitely helped the last 3 nights. Been possibly more, definitely in my best 3 tracks for these 3 stocks. But I like to win every race, but I know damn well that ain't gonna happen.
Yeah, we know. All right. Most important question: is Mike McCarthy gonna succeed play calling to Kellen Moore?
Ooh, we're gonna have to figure it out. It's gonna be a fun season to watch.
At least we got something to talk about right now on playoff weekend coming up. But Casey, an awesome job as always, brother. Picking up yet another win. Know a lot of people behind this team that make this thing go fast, bud. So take the mic and give those all.
I'd like to thank DWRL putting on this race here on Wednesday night fun races. Wolford Motorsports, y'all for broadcasting, JP Design just for Peacock, and of course shout out to my favorite fan Phil.
Yay! Appreciate that, brother. He is off to a hell of a start in 2020, folks. Casey Brunson, tonight's big winner at Lanier. I'm not sure, Todd, he can go 4 for 4 in a row because tomorrow night we work our way back over to the pavement over at the East West Promotions King. The modified tour rolls in tomorrow. I believe we're at the Bull Ring at the Las Vegas Motor Speedway tomorrow night. So I don't know if Casey's going to follow us there to pavement asphalt modified, but if he does, let's see if he can do it. I'm not sure he'll be there, though.
I'm not sure he'll be on the asphalt side of things, but he could make it on the dirt again. I know there's some special races coming up. I know Friday night we have the 360 fan VLR race that's coming up on Friday night too. That'll be awesome too. That's something new. I know that was announced, I believe, yesterday. So that's going to be fun. And then on Sunday again, we go back to BladeNode.com Sunday night shootout series at the call. I wonder if Casey Brunson can take down that win though too, and just keep his roll on the street stocks going.
I think he could possibly do that. So we'll have to wait and see over the next couple of nights. This has been a great one from Lanier National Speedway for Todd Stanton, Jack True, and Ron Piles, and all the gang here at the Full Velocity Racing Network. Good night, everybody, from Lanier National Speedway. We'll see you back here tomorrow night. Modified Racing East West Promotions live on your source for esports racing. Good night.
Good night.